Hey folks, Mike Carney with Kayak Fishing Fun, and today we're going to do a walkthrough of a boat that I've been wanting to see and test for some time. It is the ever popular Jackson Coosa. This is the FD version with the new Mark IV Flex Drive. Very cool, which we're going to cover last. So let's start at the bow and show you everything that goes into this 12'7", 35-inch wide, 107-pound rig with the drive included. So a very stable, very long boat that has generally great tracking. So let's start up here at the bow. Of course, we have the ubiquitous drain plug. This is where you're draining this one in case you take on any water. A very comfortable carry handle. Great for dragging, lifting, pulling, whatever else you need to do. Up here we have a very spacious bow hatch, and what's really differentiated by this particular model and the competitive set around it, all of these latches are really super heavy duty and durable, and a lot of attention to detail, not only on the exterior surfaces but on the inside as well. And I'll show you what I mean. As you open it up, every screw that would be otherwise exposed is covered in a piece of plastic and a nut. So you can adjust it if necessary, and that screw bottom is not exposed to cut your hands or snag on any gear. A really spacious bow hatch area. And really cool, nicely appointed handles and latches. We also have up here a paddle keeper. This is a Hypalon. You'll notice there's no bungees up here, and the philosophy in that is it keeps you from getting lures tangled, hooks caught in that front bungee system, and it provides a nice paddle part for when you're going to and fro. That's a nice feature as well. And it works very functionally well, not only for keeping the paddle, but also for keeping anything out of the way, hooks and things from becoming tangled. We also have these two horizontal rod holders here that allow you to park two rods. You may be able to squeeze two in each side if you're casting with smaller eyes. And there's a bungee here in the back to contain them. Really handy little feature anytime you're going under bridges or low-hanging brush, just a way to keep those rod tips protected. You will also notice that throughout the entirety of this boat, there is a massive amount of total tracks. The track system is one of the most comprehensive out of every factory boat I've ever seen. We've got two up here on either side of the drive, another one back here on the top side of the drive for putting fish finder, camera mount, just about anything else that you would need in a track system. Two really long tracks on either side of the cockpit. Here on either side of the seat, we have another set of tracks, a big long track right behind the seat for flags, rod holders, you name it. And then the rear tank well has two more tracks and a bungee system for accommodating anything. So really comprehensively appointed in terms of anything that you would want to add to the boat. On the interior here up front, we have a very nice EVA standing pad. That's standard and comes with the boat. Very comfortable, making it soft to stand on and keeping any tackle boxes or things you're sliding underneath here a little bit more quiet. As you get to the seating area, the way you adjust the seat fore and aft in this boat, it rides on two tracks, so you can choose just the distance that you want from the pedal gearing so that you have a very comfortable, and you can change it throughout the day just to either stretch your legs longer or shorten it up. Once you find the exact length you want, you just tighten down these two T-bolts on either side, and it holds it firmly in place. The other nice thing about this really comfortable, nicely padded seat, which obviously is adjustable for the backrest, but it also has straps on the seat and on the backrest, so you can tighten or loosen the amount of tension that you have. One of the things I really like about this seating arrangement, it's a high-low seat, meaning you can take it down here. If you're in a little rougher water, you're in turbulent river conditions or offshore big waves, and this boat's compatible again for all those types of water, lakes, rivers, stream, ponds, inshore, offshore. This hull has been proven universally in all those types of waters, and this seating arrangement, which allows you to choose between high and low. If you're sight fishing or you're going to be doing a lot of stand-up fishing, much easier to transition from a higher position to standing than that lower. But if conditions are rough and you want to get your weight centered more in the boat, great to have that low seating position, and then you just adjust to fore and aft from the pedal system for driving that. Here on either side of the seat, we have the rudder steering system, which is obviously adjustable. This is a little bit unique in that it's 2 paddles, and from the left side, if you're a righty like me, I steer with my left, hold that rod with the right. So for me, pushing forward would steer the boat to the left, pulling back steers the boat to the right. It's just the opposite if you're a lefty operating from the other side, or you like to steer from both sides. So it takes a little bit of getting used to the first time, but a couple trips, it just becomes second nature, and you accommodate to it really, really quickly. Moving back here, we have 2 paddle keepers on either side of the boat. It's a bungee system with an adjustable tab here and screw that can either use this to hold those rods in place when you have them in the bow protector, or your paddle, or both. So just a handy way to keep the paddle there handy. In the back of the boat, we have 2 flush mount rod holders, very convenient. Just another way to store a couple extra rods. The tank well back here is just cavernous. And again, it's got those rails, not only on either side of the tank well, but one here going across the front section, very handy. One of the things I would probably do is add a tackle bag or a storage bag back here for rain gear, stuff that I need real quick. This rear section with the adjustable bungee system, great for tackle crates, any kind of live well arrangement that you might have, or any other gear that you need to stow. It also has this 4-hole pattern with screws already put in. I believe this is for Scotty type mounts, in case you wanted to do downriggers or any of those mounts that take a Scotty mount right there. Going back in the boat, we have another rear hatch. Again, all the same features as the front, very robust. No liner back here, but it provides great access to the rear of the boat. You could keep batteries back here, any spare gear, camping supplies, safety equipment, anything else that you might need to get on once you're at shore, or might want a midday stop, store your lunch, whatever. Just a nice way to access the rear of the boat. Worth mentioning back here is this is also where you get to your rear rudder, and this is a very cool system, and the fact that if I'm launching or transporting the boat and I don't want to put that inline rudder, which is already pretty protected because it doesn't go below the keel, there's a simple ring system that you use to pull it out, and then that rudder itself just pops in and out with that ring system. Really handy, great way to keep stuff from disappearing when you're not near the rig and when you want to transport it. So very cool. So now let's look at what really makes this year's Jackson Coosa FD different, and it is this new Mark IV Flex Drive, which has consumers in the industry buzzing. What's really different about it, it is a much quieter, smoother, more efficient power plant than previous editions. And for those who are unfamiliar with how this Jackson system works, you essentially have 2 T-bolts here on either side, and this is a 2-piece system. So when transporting, you take this upper system out, and this is where all the belt drive and parts that came from the hardcore mountain bike and road track racing bike industry, solutions that are proven to be exceptionally durable in all sorts of conditions. So this simply slides onto this section here. You mate this with the bottom section and make sure there's no gap in here on either of these. Slide in your 2 T-bolts, making sure that you get the system down tight, and that's all there is to it. I would probably also tether this upper section to a bolt here that I would put in this track, just in case, for any reason, if you had turned over, that you could recover that top gear section. But it is a very smooth 1 to 12 system for every full turn of those pedals. Your prop here does a 12-time spin, and as you can see, this is another feature. So 1 turn gives the prop 12 revolutions. We'll talk about this feature right now. This is a big upper scupper that allows you access to the prop in case you need to clear weeds or change a prop for whatever reason, fix a shear pin. Just a great way to be able to see what's going on. Many parts of the country, you know, weeds are something you have to deal with at least 6 months of the year and more. That can be closed anytime that you don't want water coming up through there. So the prop itself rides on what's called a dagger board, and this dagger board has 3 positions. So this is tucked up, fully retracted into the hull. You can put it in this medium position. So this is for water 8-ish inches, and is a great way to kind of slow down the boat if you need to, like if you're trolling or if you're in areas that have a lot of obstructions. And then the top position is all the way up, which extends the dagger board and drive all the way down, propeller all the way down, so that you get maximum speed. The great thing about that dagger board is anytime that you contact tough logs, stumps, oyster banks, shore, it pushes that whole dagger board up into the hull so that when you hit something hard, it will just pop up into here, and that handle will be available for you to access. That way you can leave it down when you're launching or when you're coming into the bank or the boat ramp, but quickly be able to get it right back down. So it protects not only the prop, it protects the drive itself, and is a way that you don't have to lift the whole drive out of the water, and it does it for you automatically anytime that you hit a hard obstacle. Very common bike type wheels. The handles come pre-torqued, so there's nothing you have to do. This is literally a plug-and-play system out of the boat. Maintenance-wise, there's not a lot to do with either. This is a completely sealed lower unit. It is in an oil bath, so there's nothing you need to do. If you're in salt water, you probably want to give it a rinse when you're done. Ditto on that top unit. Make sure anytime that you come back, just give it a quick rinse. But really, it's a maintenance-free system. And just the smoothness and power that you get out of it, along with the functioning of that dagger board, which not only protects that prop, it's also like a great way that it's almost like a skeg under the water, where it provides not only some more lateral stability, but great tracking as well. So that's the new Mark IV Flex Drive. As I said, really smooth. We want to see it on the water, see what kind of speed we get. The nice thing about any kind of prop system is it's instant forward and reverse, and that's awful handy to have, whether it's you're backing down tight when you're fighting a fish and backing away from the spot, or keeping your boat position precisely on a specific area, whether you're vertical jigging or fishing a piece of structure. So let's get this on the water and give it a try.